What's this? Good morning. Something's different here. Not sure what. Can you tell what's different? Well, good morning. It's Randytbird out here in Arizona. Early on a Saturday morning. July 16th. My birthday. Well, yes, today's theme is going to be what did I do and why did I do it? If you see the opening of this video, I have changed motorcycles again. Something that I do. I bought a new Heritage Softail 114. And I've been looking at them again for a while. As you folks that follow my channel know that I had a 2020 about 3 years ago, and I had the Softail Street Bob 114. I fell in love with those when they first came out, and you know, I had a lot of fun with that bike. It was an awesome bike. It was fast, it was fun to ride, but the one thing it never was comfortable. The riding position for me was always a bit stretched out, and I couldn't seem to find a seat position that fit me. I was just about ready to spend a bunch of money changing handlebars, and I started thinking about that, and I had been seeing the new Heritages as they come in and remembering just how comfortable that bike was when I had it before, and I felt like I could ride around the world on that bike. And you know what, I just decided that I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to buy another Heritage. So I went down to my guys down at Desert Wind Harley, and they treat me really well down there. And so Jerry and Johnny set me up, and I now have a 2022 Heritage. So I'm going through the break-in all over again. And from the minute I first got it, I got it last Sunday, so it was later in the day, hotter than hell when I got it, about 114 degrees, and as much as I wanted to ride it some more that day, it was just brutal outside, and you really couldn't do it. So I rode it home, and I messed around a little bit with it in the garage until I decided it was too hot for that, and I went and then busy work week. I've been working 9.5, 10-hour days all week, and no time there. Plus we've had a couple monsoon storms during the week, so I didn't get to put any miles on it during the week. But here I am, the very first part of the weekend. At 6 a.m. I'm out. It's going to be another 113 or 14 degree day today, so this is the only time of the day that's going to be comfortable to ride. So just initial impressions, as soon as I got on this bike, it felt like a broken-in shoe to me. It just fit perfectly. I am super comfortable on this bike. The riding position is perfect. It just seems like, you know, the old idiom, the controls fell handily to hands and foot. It's just perfect, actually. And so, you know, a lot of people are saying this guy can't keep the bike for very long. You know what? You're actually right. I had the Street Bob for about a year and a half, or right at a year and a half, and while I enjoyed most of my time on it, it did beat me up. I would say that for a younger man who is not full of aches and pains as us old farts are, awesome bike. I have friends with them. I did a lot of things on that bike. I rode it hard, I rode it easy, and to me, the beauty of a Harley Davidson is that they're as much fun going slow as they are going fast. And this Heritage has got plenty of power. It is heavier. I love the feel of the 16-inch wheels. The front wheel, it just seems planted They don't wander, they don't move around. You folks that have them know just what a great bike they are. So that's why I did it. And already, I mean, even just in the first few miles, I just feel like I've continued on with the other Heritage that I traded. And so you folks will get to watch me develop this one again. And no disrespect to anybody that is riding anything else, but this is the one that I wanted. I've always regretted. I had some regrets about moving on from this bike. If I was wealthy, I'd have had both. But you know, if I want a light, you know, perky, frisky bike, I have my Sportster, and it'll get ridden too. And but any kind of highway work, or just anyone I want to be really comfortable on the bike, it's going to be on this bike. Differences on the Heritage between the 2020 and this one is mostly trim. I didn't think mechanically there's no difference whatsoever. On my 2020 Heritage, the motor covers, the primary, timer cover, all that stuff, they were all gloss black. This is wrinkle black. On the older one, the top tree or yoke, as you folks call them over there in the across the pond, is black instead of polished. A lot of the trims, just little small things like the light bar in the front on the old one was chrome. This one is gloss black. The turn signal taillight mount in the back is now gloss black versus chrome on the older ones. I love the tank emblems. I thought when they first came out, and I think it was 21, that they looked really cool. They kind of remind me of the old Harley 45s from back in the day, the way the emblem is. For you that don't know the Heritage models, they do have floorboards and forward controls. A nice big comfy seat. The mini apes or buckhorn bars, whatever you choose to call them, are extremely comfortable. This bike fits me perfectly. It's just awesome. Seat is nice and cushy. On my last one, I had a sundowner seat, and realistically, it was an awesome seat too. So if I find the right deal at Craigslist or a swap meet and stuff, I'd probably put another one on. I do have a couple extra seats that will work on this bike in my stash of parts, plus a bunch of other things that I've got there that I will be putting on this bike. I'll probably change the grips. I got 2 or 3 sets of grips at home, and so I've got lots of things that I can do to it. Some of the things I did to my last one I probably won't do to this one. I'm going to stay with the stock floorboards, and probably the stock. I just like the way the pedal covers and the shifter, they fit in the lines of the bike, and I like the way they look. So having the windshield is nice. I thought that I would be bothered by the fact that I am partially looking through it, and I think I've just gotten used to windshields enough that it doesn't affect me anymore. I like the wind. I did have a fairing on my last one. I'm not sure that I would go that route again. I did like it. It was awesome, but I'm getting kind of used to this style of windshield. So I'm going to catch a lot of flack from my friends, you know, that I bought another bike. You know, some people that I know will hold on to bikes for 20, 30 years or even longer. You know, that's cool. That's what you want to do. But, you know, to be real, I just want what I want, and I work hard, and so if I'm trying to sounds like I'm trying to rationalize what I've done. I probably am. That's okay. You got to do what makes you happy. I'm not going to live forever. Today's my birthday. I am 68 years young today, but you know what, I'm not going to be 105 or anything like that, so you know what, I'm going to enjoy this now while I can. Already in the early going, I'm just remembering the reason I changed the grips. Already these grips, for whatever reason, I mean, they're okay, you know, but I have another set of grips that are probably gonna, when I get home today from this ride, this shakedown cruise as it is, I'm going to change the grips over. If you've ever changed grips on throttle-by-wire models, it is one of the easier things that you'll ever do. It's pretty easy. So I'm breaking her in. Transmission's a little stiff. Suspension just rides really nice and smooth, and it will get even more so as the miles are accumulated. Turns nicely. The big wheel, the big tire in the front just is very stable on the road. It doesn't follow lines or anything. It doesn't squirm around. So when I bought the Street Bob, I was really taken by the graphics on the bike and the fact that it had the 114 motor, and it was a bit of a beast. It really was. So somebody's going to get a great bike. I did get to keep a few things off of it that I have. As you can see, I have my Willie G skull mounted already. It's one of the first things that I did. It's kind of my good luck charm. I had my backrest and luggage rack that I didn't wow, birds. I didn't realize would fit, and the parts guy told me yes it did. Some of you know that I had just put saddlebags on the Street Bob, and there was one of the parts guys there at the dealership wanted to know what I was going to do with the bags because he saw me taking them off. And before I even left the dealership, I had sold them to him, so all ends well. He's happy. He's got a Lowrider S, and they look good on his bike, and everybody's happy. So, you know, it allowed me to defer some of my down payment money, as it were. So yes, I'll be financed to the end of time. You know, my wife just shakes her head. But anyway, I am just thrilled to be having this classic black, vivid black, my favorite color. Minimal, absolutely minimal chrome on this bike. Another thing that I like. And I do have a set of mufflers. I have some S&S mufflers that I had on my other one that will bolt right onto this, and all I got to do is dig them out of the cluttered, jammed in storage I have in my garage. So that'll be doing here something, but I do like to break them in with the stock exhaust on them, get all that out of the way the first 1,000 miles. So, you know, hot as it is, it may take a little bit longer to get the miles than I'd hoped, but hopefully I'm going to get out of town and do some riding in the north end of town, or north end of the state here pretty soon. Got a lot of things going on here this month, both at work and at home. So, you know, anyway, this is Randytbird out here in Arizona, early Saturday morning, July 16th. Appreciate you folks that subscribe and that watch my videos. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I sure appreciate it. Would love to get to that 1,000 mark sometime in the next several months. Road closed ahead. What's going on? I hope I can turn. Well, that sucks. What is going on? Anyway, we'll talk to you again. Hey, it's Randytbird. Well, here it is. It's a walk around on my new bike. My 2022 Heritage 114 Classic in vivid black. There she is in all her glory. I've had her for less than a week. Just put a few of my doodads on there, but just want to do a quick walk around. The 2022 is a little different than the older ones. There's different finishes on the motor, even less chrome than before. Blacked out exhaust. Got the big fenders, 16-inch tires, wheels, all LED. Lights on the front. Of course, the windshield now has blacked out trim on it. The brackets and whatever. Black mirrors compared to the old ones. Great classic lines. Saddlebags. Your ubiquitous Harley tail light. And just overall an awesome looking bike. I was able to keep my backrest and luggage rack from the previous bike, and that bolts right on. And when I say bolts on, it's got the detachable or hold fast mounts, whatever Harley calls them these days. And well, there she is, just the beginning of a new chapter in the Randytbird world. Anyway, we'll talk to you again.